modern India is less liberal but more efficient. Interesting. I think you may or may not agree with this, but it seems to me that the India of today is very different from the India of the Nehru era.
I agree with that.
Good.
Absolutely.
Well, this is encouraging,
okay,
given what I'm going to ask you. But that in Nehru's time, there was a formal entitlement to any religion. You talked about the weight of history, but in a way, secular, pluralist, not Hindu-centric or Hindu majoritarian as today. Now, we can get into the legal, what happened here, in which state. I don't really want to go there. I'll just say I'm making this as a general political, sort of philosophical. You referred to the weight of history and the new India. My question is, in this new Hindu-centric, Hindu-majoritarian India that's projecting itself, how do you think that affects relations in the region, in the Gulf, for example, amongst Muslim countries? I tread lightly, I tread carefully here.
Yeah, but since you cleverly slipped in the word Hindu majoritarian as a description, I didn't quite see the inverted commas there.
Sorry.
Right. So I'll come back to that. Let me start backwards, starting with your question and then going back to your assumptions. How are our relations with the Gulf, as an example, far, far better than they've ever been in our history. I would say it probably applies without exception in the Gulf, but certainly one recent example of this was the connectivity corridor, which we, the Saudis, the Emiratis, the Americans, and the Europeans we have signed up to do. We concluded last year a free trade agreement with the UAE. The number of Indians in the Gulf today is the highest that it has ever been. There are more Indians in UAE and Saudi Arabia than there probably are in the UK. When we look at it's not just energy, it's not employment. The relationships with the various Gulf kingdoms have really deepened in terms of security, in terms of culture, in terms of what we do, in terms of connectivity. And again, not just the Gulf, it would apply to some degree as an example, to Egypt, where again our ties have been very, very enthusiastic of late. So the first point which we all might want to reflect on is whatever the changes in India, and I accept that there are, in fact, I not just accept, I assert that there are some very big changes which have taken place in India. Clearly, those changes are very, very well received in the Gulf.
In the majority. I see, sorry.
In the Gulf, in the Middle East, West Asia as we call it. So that's the first thought, that these are apparently, from their perspective, positive changes. The second point, I go back here. Has India changed from the Nehruvian era? Absolutely. Because one of the assumptions of that era, one of the a thought which very much guided the thinking of the polity and its projection abroad, was what we in India, the way we define secularism in India. And for us, secularism doesn't mean being non-religious. For us, secularism means equal respect to all faiths. Now, what happened in reality, in politics, was beginning with equal respect for all faiths. We actually got into a sort of a vote bank politics, a minoritarian pandering. And that, over a period of time, I think created a backlash. So a very powerful word in the Indian political debate is what is called appeasement, which is
We got some track record on that too.
I'm speaking here only for myself. The direction in which politics went, I think more and more people started feeling that in a way, in the name of being equal, of equality of all religions, in fact, the biggest religion had to be self-deprecatory and play itself down. I think, a big part, I think, of that community felt it was not being fair. The changes we have seen, the political changes and the social changes we have seen in the last years have been partly at a intellectual level a reaction, and a political level a reaction to all.
So do you think tolerance has gone down?
No, I don't think so. I think on the contrary, I think people today are less hypocritical about their beliefs, about their traditions, about their culture. I would say today, I think you used the word, what you said, Martin Wolf said, we are less liberal. I think,
and more efficient.
Yeah, well, that bit I take as a given. But I would say we are more Indian. We are more authentic. We are not today either currying favor before a global audience or really trying to live up to some kind of left-wing liberal construct which a lot of Indians felt was not us.